class 10 students, this is Neha Singh is here with the chapter number 1, chemical reaction and equation of chemistry, class 10th, with the last part of this video, that is part number 5. In the previous video, we have learnt about the different types of chemical reactions: combustion, combination, decomposition, displacement, double displacement, precipitation. Now we have come to the last type of reaction for this chapter, that is oxidation reaction or the reduction reaction. So generally we'll find out that oxidation and reduction is a completely they are different terms. Like if we talk about oxidation reaction, it is involving two things, the hydrogen and oxygen. If we are talking about the oxygen, then if during a reaction any substance is gaining the oxygen or which addition of oxygen is there, then we call that reaction as the oxidation reaction in terms of oxygen. But if we're talking about the reduction reaction, those reaction in the any substance which is not losing their oxygen, right, removal of the oxygen from the compound, then they will be known as the reduction reaction. But there are some more. All reaction does not involve the oxygen, right? Some also involve the hydrogen also. So in terms of the hydrogen, if the loss of hydrogen is there, if the loss of hydrogen is there, then the oxidation reaction will be there, and the reduction is when the gain of hydrogen from the compound, that is known as the reduction. So if we talk about, let's see it, what is oxidation reactions? Oxidation will be confirmed as if there will be the addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen from the substances, right, from the reaction. It is that then the reaction is known as oxidation reaction. For reduction, it is completely reversible. For the oxidation reaction, it will be the loss of oxygen and addition of hydrogen is there. Anything can be happen and both things can be happen together. Addition of hydrogen is there, then the reaction is known as the reduction reaction. Let's talk about one of the example. For example, Mg plus O2, it will give you MgO. If we'll balance it, then 2Mg will plus O2 gives 2MgO, balanced chemical equation, right? So this is addition of oxygen is here, so that's why it is an oxidation reaction. And if we talk about the reduction reaction here, that means CuO plus H2 will give you Cu plus H2O. You can see here the oxygen is also removing from here, and here addition of, right, what, removal of oxygen is there. So right, we can say that this is a reduction reaction. But here in the hydrogen, oxygen is adding here, so we can say that it is a type of oxidation reaction. If we talk about in nature generally, so redox reactions takes place, means oxidation and reduction, they both happens together. So red for the reduction and ox for the oxidation. So you can see here this equation here, the removal of oxygen was there, so reduction is taking place. Copper oxide is getting reduced to copper, and hydrogen is getting oxidized by the oxygen molecule and it into a water molecule. Similarly, in the next case, you can see here Fe3O4 plus 4H2 gives 3Fe plus 4H2O. That is the removal of oxygen from the ferric oxide, and it is giving you the iron metal element. So here is the loss of oxygen, so there's a reduction, and here is the addition of oxidation to oxygen, that is the oxidation reaction. So depending upon this, we can say that generally in the nature, redox reactions will take place. The amount that is getting reduced right? The amount that the substance which is getting reduced, they are actually acting as the oxidizing agent, because in their presence the other metal is getting oxidized, right? Similarly, the substance that is getting oxidized, it is known as the reducing agent. It is confirmed as the reducing agent. Why? Because in their presence they are known as the other metal, other element, other compound is getting reduced, right? So we can say that oxidizing agent, what they do, they provide the oxygen or remove the hydrogen, and or reducing agents, they are just the opposite. They remove the oxygen from the other substances, or they provide the hydrogen to part. So that's why this is called the reducing agent or the oxidation agent. See, oxidation is the gain of oxygen, loss of hydrogen. Reduction is the loss of oxygen and gain of hydrogen. Now we talk about the different processes that come across in the nature because of the oxidation. There are some of the kind of destruction. For example, corrosion. Corrosion, in which the metal is getting heated up gradually by the action of air, moisture, or any chemical on their surface. So they'll destroy it. The metal will get destroyed. And most common example of the corrosion is the rusting of iron metal. The iron is getting rust if it is kept in presence of air, water, and the moisture. We can say that. So they'll form a brown flaky substance that we call it a rust, that is brown flaky, and completely new product is forming. It is because of the oxidation of the iron metal, right? Similarly, there are some other examples like the silver metal like Ag. You wear the jewelry, right? But it becomes black when it used in the water and air. So it reacts with the silver reacts with the water and some of the sulfur amount in the air nature, which is forming H2S, and they are giving the Ag2S molecule that becomes the black color. They give the black layer of the on this silver jewelry. So this is the corrosion. And the other oxidation reaction that is actually destroying our things, that is the rancidity. The food which is having fats and oil in them, they get oxidized in presence of oxygen, and they develop the unpleasant smell, unpleasant taste, and which is not good for health, right? So the rancidity is the development of unpleasant smells in fats and oils, which are often accompanied by change in their texture and appearance as well as their taste also. So that means that is destroying our food also. So for that we need to check how to prevent the rancidity. So for that we can store them in the airtight container so that the oxygen could not come in contact with the matter. We can use the oxygen scavengers who can eat the oxygen, who can finish the oxygen in that particular area, and will prevent our food from rancidity. We can use a vacuum packaging. You can see the dry foods generally they come in the vacuum packaging. You have to open it so that they could not get rancid easily. Refrigeration, that will lower the temperature. By lowering the temperature, the oxygen will not come into the direct contact with it. We can use the antioxidants also, which are, we can say that, vitamin C and vitamin E. These are the two antioxidants which are prevent the oxygen to oxidize the food, the fats and oil in them. Or we can use the other gases like the chips. They are having nitrogen flushed into it, so that it is an inert gas that they do not react with the food, but it also prevents the oxygen from getting reacting with the food. So this is all the ways of prevent of rancidity. And to prevent the corrosion, we can use the different methods by painting, by oiling, by galvanization process. So hope you could understand all the different types of reaction and their differences between them. We'll meet you with the next chapter of the class 10th in our next videos. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you, everyone.